Hi, my name's Adam.
My name's Jean.
And little boy in the back, that's Ocean. He's 12 months old in a couple of weeks. We just wanted to have a chat to you guys today about our experience with his sleep and us recently teaching him to sleep on his own, self-settle, sleep through the night. Well, let's maybe share a little bit of backstory about what he was sleeping like when he was born the first few months.
Yeah, that time every 2-3 hours, have milk.
So he'd wake up every 2 or 3 hours for a feed.
Until 9 months, he still wake up and feed the milk.
Yeah, every 2-3 hours he'd wake up and you would naturally go to him.
Yeah.
We're new parents, so we're not experts. Didn't read any books, didn't go and do any parenting classes actually.
Yeah.
But we just did what came natural. So we got to around about, until he was 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he sleep for about 4 hours?
Yeah.
So he would go to sleep, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and he would sleep until 11, wake up and have a feed, and then sleep again until about 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So this was from when he was an infant up until about 4 months. So we thought we were pretty lucky. I remember even saying to some other people who asked about how well he slept, oh, he just wakes up twice. Seems like we jinxed ourselves. At the time he had his 4-month vaccinations, things changed. What happened then?
Yeah, and that time he did every hour. He needs comfort a lot that time. Yeah. And cry a lot.
He got a little bit sick after the vaccinations.
Yeah, that's normal.
So he had like a mild fever and he was obviously uncomfortable and a bit distressed, so he would wake up every hour. So we then brought him into the bed with us, and he literally slept with you.
Yeah, and I also lay down and feed, and that make his very comfort, but very hard for me. Yeah.
So from that time onwards, he got used to falling asleep on
the boobs.
On the boob, and just having mum's body there the whole time.
Yeah.
And then from that point onwards, he became reliant on that way for him to fall asleep, and not knowing any better really, although we knew that, hey, this is pretty difficult, especially for mum, to have to go every 1, 2, 3 hours all night.
Yeah.
We tried having him in the bed with us, even though we knew that may not be the right thing for us to do. We tried him in the cot by himself. We tried mum jumping into the cot with him. But he was still getting the boob to fall asleep.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
You mentioned to me he was about 6 months old.
Yeah.
That we want to try and teach him how to self-settle, and then that would naturally involve a bit of crying. At that point in time, I didn't have any knowledge about that, and I was just responding with my instinct being, hey, look, that doesn't feel right. Wouldn't be able to have our little boy just cry himself to sleep. He's an infant, 4, 5, 6 months old. At that stage, I wasn't ready for it, and he slept in the room with us, and I just would feel quite stressed actually every time he cried, and especially if we didn't go to him. So I told Jean we're not going to do that, and we just persevered with what was happening, waking up every 2 to 3 hours, and you would go to his cot. We put him back in the cot.
Yeah, feed food.
You would jump in his cot sometimes.
Yeah.
But then you started to get a sore back. You sleep on the bed with him to try and be more comfortable. You'd have sore arms and sore backs.
So
every time he would move, you would move. He'd wake up. So that went on.
Yeah. I couldn't have enough sleep and always tired and stretch every time when he wake up. Yeah. Until.
So then we had the idea to sell his cot and just put a mattress on the floor.
Yeah, so that easy for me to
Think-
feed him.
Thinking it would be easy when he wakes up every 2-3 hours for Gene to go down onto the floor and lay next to him.
Yeah, that about 9 months.
At 9 months we started that.
Yeah,
So you were just thinking for your own comfort.
yeah,
You can lay down next to him on the floor,
yeah.
give him the boob,
And
he'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
And how was that?
That's more words than before, because it's a big space for him. Yeah, it's very big space for him to move around, and he start to walk also a little bit. Yeah.
So what we didn't realize at that time was that young babies actually feel more comfortable if they're in a cot or a smaller space. Look, it makes perfect sense now that we know. So we actually had him sleeping on the mattress on the floor, and he was able to roll and get up and move around. So he would then still wake up every 2-3 hours, but now he would be at the side of our bed crying at us,
Yeah.
which sort of was kind of cute and funny the first couple of times.
Yeah.
And a novelty, because now our little boy, there's his head, we're waking up and he's getting our attention. But that wasn't great for anyone's sleep.
Every hour.
So then it became
wake up.
every hour. So we didn't realize that not having the cot was a big part of the issue at that stage. But I guess this waking up every hour, crying, prompted us to go, hey, we need to look at this self-settling technique thing again. So we started to do some research and watch some YouTube videos. That's why we're making this video. And look, if you like the video, certainly subscribe to our channel and ring that little bell. So we started to get a little bit of information from, I guess, people that claim to be sleep experts, or at least help other family members with sleep. And we decided that we were going to try the controlled crying technique. I know it's called a range of different things, but essentially prepare the child for bed, make sure that they've had enough food, make sure they've got a clean nappy, and that we've given them a bit of a smooth transition from being active to getting ready for bed.
Slow down.
And that's right, we were talking to the girls at the childcare centre that look after him, and most of them are parents. And we had a chat with one mum who's got 4 kids, and she said that once each of her children turned 1, she did the controlled crying technique. She said, look, I need to go to work. I can't be waking up non-stop through the night. Just through necessity, needed to teach her children to self-settle. And basically just said, look, once they turned 1, if they cried, provided that they had enough food and nappy change and all that stuff, she just said, I wouldn't go to them. And it was really, really hard. And the baby would cry, and she would cry, but she wouldn't go to them. And then they would, maybe cry for 40 minutes or 50 minutes and then finally go to sleep. And she said it took about a week for and it worked for all of her 4 kids to learn to self-settle, and it was just through not going to them when they cried. So we thought, well, let's give that a try. He's 1.
We buy the new cot again.
No, hang on, we haven't told the first part of the story. So no, that's okay. At that stage, he was still sleeping on the mattress. So we then thought, okay, he's 1. We're going to do this, and he's still sleeping in the same bedroom with us. And of course, he would cry. And how long did he cry for the first few nights?
Half an hour.
Maybe longer.
45 minutes.
He would cry, and we would leave him. I think at that stage, I would get up, because we were thinking, okay, Mum can't go with the boob, so maybe Dad will go and try not to engage the baby so he thinks it's playtime. And I was thinking, look, if I just repeated the words sleep time, sleep time, he would maybe get used to it. But no, because he was not in a cot, he would just get up and just cry even louder, and I couldn't handle it. What about you?
I just sleep.
Oh, Mum was sleeping. So yeah, Dad was trying to do this. So Mum was sleeping. We'd try this for 2 or 3 nights. He would cry a lot. I would get up, put him back down, ask him, tell him to sleep time. It just wouldn't work. And I think we gave up after 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
And we just went back to normal. Did you go back to put him on the boob?
Yeah.
So we gave up. We were defeated. And we just went back to normal. And how long? Until we tried again.
Well, with a cot or no cot?
Well, we gave up with no cot, and then one day I said, you know what? Because I did some more research.
We did get the cot in the next day.
Was it the next day?
Yes.
All right. Well, glad that you remember. So I did some more research and realized again that actually we need to have a cot, that small space that's comforting for the child. So we bought another cot on Marketplace, set that up. Yeah, it was about 4 or 5 days later that we started again. I'd listened to another couple of podcasts, some sleep experts. So I felt a bit more sure about, right, what we need to do. Jean was up for it. We had the cot in place. So we started again. This time we were more prepared. And so we'd make sure he has like a fairly active day. A lot of play.
And enough food.
And certainly enough food. So what would we do? Would we shower him first?
Yeah.
Or was it food first and then shower?
Yeah.
Maybe he has food, whatever the routine is, I'm not sure. But he would have a big meal, probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. Maybe a shower after that or a bath. Then we would play, whether it's in his room or out there, we'd read some books. So kind of like the transition now, some quiet kind of activities until he started to show signs of being drowsy. Then we would make sure the blinds are drawn, darken the room, put some relaxing music on. Make sure he's wearing enough clothes, long pants, like a jumper, socks, so we knew he was going to be cozy and comfortable. And we would then make the decision, probably after a transition period of about 30-40 minutes, that okay, now it is literally time to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Give him a kiss, put him in his cot, turn off the light, say see you in the morning, and walk out and close the door.
And he cried.
And what we didn't mention, it was Jean and I actually moved out. So that was the other change. We started to sleep in a different room. So this was a big step. We got his cot back. Jean and I moved into a different room. We would literally say goodnight, put him down, close the door and leave. And I think the first few nights, just to help with the crying part, we would put some music on or watch a movie or maybe even have half a glass of wine. And he would cry for 40 to 50 minutes and then fall asleep. And then the next night,
less and less.
Less and less.
Yeah.
And we're probably 3.5 weeks into it now. And now he would cry half a minute, and not even a very strong cry, just kind of like, oh, I'm pretty tired, yeah, and then asleep.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's sleeping constantly throughout the whole night, but we haven't gone to him. Out of the 3 weeks, I've probably heard him cry 3 or 4 times in the night time for a short time. He wakes up about 5:30, and that sort of coincides with all the birds waking up, kookaburras making noise. So 5:30 is kind of our wake up time. So we literally put him down at about 7 until 5:30, and Mum and Dad now get more sleep. And it seems to work.
That's the best thing.
Best decision we made.
Everyone needs sleep.
That's so true. And a few other things that we try to keep in mind is, he's fallen asleep in the car, but we tried not to have these naps in the car. Yeah, childcare, he sleeps at childcare, he's in their routine. And so yeah, we're 3 weeks into it, we're not experts, but this has worked for us. He very quickly adapted, so probably 2 or 3 nights he might have cried for 40 minutes, and then it was quickly only 20 minutes. And then on week number 2, we were sort of surprised to go, hang on, it's only been 6 minutes. And wow, that's 30 seconds. Not every night's perfect, but geez, we're all getting sleep now. So I just want to share our experience with you guys. Definitely subscribe to the channel. That encourages us to share more of our tips. Look, he's 12 months and 2 weeks old. Eats really well. He goes to childcare 3 to 4 days, 3 to 4 half days per week, and is settled in extremely well there. Maybe we'll make another video about how we helped him settle into childcare. That was also a pretty big hurdle that we overcame. Definitely let us know if you have any questions and want any help with any other topics. Happy to share. We're about to go into a shopping mall where there's a really great playground. So definitely important to keep him active from our point of view. That definitely helps with sleep as well. So thanks so much for watching. Yeah, ring the bell, subscribe, like the channel. That gives us more encouragement to do these videos, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The world's so high, like a diamond in the sky. It's been a long day. You've got a full belly. So we're in the transition time now, where we're just doing some calming activities, and pretty soon we will be putting you to bed. Just giving you a chance to poop your nappy after dinner, which was about 20 minutes ago. We'll give you a fresh nappy. Go inside your bedroom and put on some relaxing music. And it's been anything like the last week or so, you should fall asleep quickly. At this stage, he just seems to want the body contact. He wants the body contact. Watch this. If we put him down, he won't really be happy with that. So he's pretty ready for bed. You're pretty ready for bed, aren't you, Papa? Yeah, you're always ready for bed. This is the last breast milk of the day. About a half an hour after his dinner. Thank you. That's a nice truck, isn't it? You chose that one from the shop. Good night, son. You had a lovely day today. It's time to get some sleep. See you in the morning. We love you. We'll see you in the morning, baby. Enjoy your sleep. Mommy and Daddy love you. Good night, darling. We'll see you tomorrow morning. crying's already stopped. Okay, that was probably a record. Stopped crying after about 10 seconds. Good morning. Hello. Oh, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Here he is.